Meeting called to order. Councilmember Chapman.
Here.
Councilmember Clayton.
Here.
Councilmember Kendall.
There you go.
He also
Councilmember Kendall.
but of course, the defense should be going to say that this is very much like any criminal trial that we've covered over the course of years in this
Does
respect.
somebody have their TV
Yeah,
on? Could we mute?
yeah. Councilmember Kendall. Do I have you? I'm
Hold on one
gonna,
second, he's muted.
sure.
Yes, star 6 to unmute, Jesse.
He's muted, hold on one second. He's here.
Councilmember Kendall.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Here.
Mayor Moore.
Here.
We will now have a silent prayer, a moment of reflection. We will now salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag,
To the flag.
to the United States of America,
And to the republic
which is under liberty, justice, and liberty for all.
Amen.
As to comply with the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in the following manner. The annual notice was forwarded to the Asbury Park Press, the Coaster, and the Star Ledger on January 7, 2021, and posted on the bulletin board the same date. All notices are on file with the city clerk. We are now on to items to be presented. We are going to start with the micromobility update.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm going to provide an update on the micromobility program. I actually have with me here James Bonanno, who is our new transportation manager, who just started last week, and he'll be able to help out with this conversation. So I just want to give you a brief update of where we have been with micromobility. As everyone's aware, we did launch a bike share program in August of 2017, and it was in place until the pandemic hit in last March. Very successful program. We had 40 bikes across over 8 stations across all different areas of the city. We were able to gain some really valuable data from the program to show kind of this slide here shows where bikes were ridden all over the city, and we have a lot of evidence, or a lot of the data showed that bikes were ridden all over the Jersey Shore area, as far north as Long Branch, as far south as Spring Lake, and further south. And it continued to grow in popularity from year to year. On average, we had 15 bicycle trips per day with the bike share program, with a utilization of 0.4 trips per bike per day. And our best day was 4th of July in 2019, where we had 178 trips and a utilization of 4.4 trips per bike. But as you can see, as you saw with where the bike share stations were mapped or located on the map, we were not able to reach all parts of the city. The financials behind the bike share program just were not able to support further rollout without some other city subsidy. So we then looked at other options to move people about the city, improve accessibility and mobility, and we launched a pilot scooter share program in August of 2019 with the same vendor, with their partner Spin, and we were able to locate virtual scooter share stations all over the entire city. You were never more than 3 or 4 blocks from any scooter pickup or drop-off location. And the result of that was scooters that were ridden all over the entire city, in all parts of the city, by folks from all different backgrounds. And it really was a way to, provide another transportation option, not just to drive and park or walk, but also to get another way all about the city. And we had a huge number of trips on the scooters that we had in August and September. If you recall from the few slides ago with the bike share program, we had almost no trips in the winter seasons with the bikes, whereas scooters, we actually had over one trip per scooter per day, even in the coldest months of January and February. So they really did become a viable transportation option for those who did not have cars or those who needed a different way to get about the city. And what we would like to do, and I'll pass this over to James to talk about, is look at relaunching both of the programs. So just give me 1 second to unmute James.
Hello, everyone. I'm James, the new transportation manager. So we are looking to go with the new regional approach to the new bike share program and kind of get Long Branch in here with us. We want to launch a bike share of at least 50 bikes per city. We want to keep to, or have the vendors propose either physical stations or geofence stations, even a combination of both. The Asbury Park is planning to require a station in Springwood Park so they can keep things spread out around the city. The city won't be responsible for any of the costs for this program. We're actually going to require a revenue share program. We're not totally sure what it's going to look like just yet, but we're going to see what they propose at each company and negotiate something that works for us. As far as insurance goes and liability, bike share providers are responsible for insurance policies as well as indemnification for the cities. And we also hold harmless agreements. So the city doesn't hold any liability as far as accidents or altercations go regarding these vehicles. We are going to require all vendors to submit a COVID-19 safety operation plan, mostly just how they're going to clean and circulate the vehicles to make sure they're safe for riders and aren't perpetuating the COVID-19 pandemic. The scooter share program, so far the Long Branch has not been partnering with us on this, so we will launch this ourselves or just in Asbury Park. We're looking to launch about the same number of scooters that we had last year, which was anywhere from 50 to 250 at a time. They fluctuate per time of year. The city shall not be responsible for any costs, and we are going to launch revenue sharing with this as well. And there are a few more options when it comes to scooters and how revenue sharing could work. It could be a flat rate for each scooter to the town, a few percentage profits, a few percentage of a few different things. So we're going to work out a good deal for the city as far as revenue sharing goes with bike share and scooter share. Once again, the scooter share providers are responsible for insurance and liability, and also the vendors for the scooters will also be set to be a COVID-19 safety plan.
Yeah, and just to one more piggyback on the regional bike share approach, as I said, we saw that our bikes were ridden in other cities. So one of the ideas that we had was to see if we can approach other municipalities to get them on board. So that way we can have an interoperable system along the whole Jersey Shore. Long Branch is interested. And so what this would mean is each municipality would need to adopt their own resolution to issue the joint RFP. We would issue the RFP. We would receive responses and review them jointly. And then each municipality would still have to adopt a resolution to award its own contract. And hopefully that will be for the same vendor so that we can have the same company serving both cities. And that way you can ride a bike to Long Branch and vice versa and be able to leave it there. And our goal is to launch this for Memorial Day. So if the city council is in favor, we will look at hopefully the next council meeting or maybe perhaps the one after to have the resolution on the agenda to issue the joint RFP for bike share and then our own RFP for scooter share. Any questions? Okay.
Not hearing
Hearing
any,
none.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a question. I'm sorry. I was on mute. Sorry.
There you go.
For the scooter share, Mike, is there any chance that we could do a joint RFP for that as well?
No. If there was interest, if there was interest from another municipality, then sure, we would entertain it. I think right now Long Branch hasn't had either program, so they're just looking to get the bikes going first and get a handle on that, and then maybe in the future look at scooters. But for now, it would just be us showing interest so far.
So we would put out an RFP. Is it just Long Branch, or is it multiple, or is it just Long Branch at this point?
As of right now, just Long Branch is the only ones who other towns have shown interest but have not committed. At this point, in talking with staff at Long Branch, it sounds like their council is very committed to joining us. So I think we're going to move forward with them. But that's all we have is a firm commitment right now at Long Branch.
And can you tell, I would just be curious, if we found that the majority, the places they visited the most were, say, Long Branch, Bradley Beach, and Spring Lake. I don't know. I'm making those up. Like, can you tell where the majority, like, are there towns that we should be
Yeah.
identifying that we clearly have people in common that go back and forth?
Yeah, I will tell you definitely from the data we had when we had the bike share program, many of the trips were kind of along the coast. So we're talking about Long Branch, Ocean Township to Wanamassa, Ocean Grove, Bradley Beach, Belmar. Those were really kind of the major destinations for bikes that left Asbury Park. They all had to come back, unfortunately, but yeah, those were the areas that people rode to.
Got it. Thank you.
No problem.
Hey, it's more. So, again, great presentation, all for it, everything. And so I know you won't embarrass them, but I will. So Ocean Grove, Bradley Beach, and Belmar are neighbors. Want no part of like trying to get cars off the street?
Yeah, I wouldn't say they want no part of it. We've reached out to them, and there just hasn't been a lot of communication back to us about it.
Okay,
And we would like to move forward. Yeah.
I'll leave it at
Yeah.
that. I had to throw that out there.
Okay, no problem.
Any other questions? Thank you both. Great.
Thanks.
And we will now move on to the next presentation. We have a presentation by Michelle Alonso, the Director of Planning and Redevelopment, of a community energy aggregation program that creates an option for 100% regionally sourced renewables.
Good evening, members of the Municipal Council, Mayor, and members of the public. I'm here tonight as a representative of the Asbury Park Green Team. I'm presenting two initiatives that they would like to go forward with. The first one I'm presenting is building off our commitment to providing residents and businesses clean energy. If you all remember, last year I presented and the council adopted a resolution for us to join a consortium with other municipalities, Red Bank, Bradley Beach, Eatontown, Aberdeen, for us to go out and go out to bid in seeking alternative energy. The way that process works is that we as a consortium go out and let energy companies bid for our business, and we take the lowest price, and we have a choice for our residents to go into contract for anywhere from 18 months to 3 years on fixed price. And we only do this if the energy cost comes out to be lower than what everyone currently pays. So this is actually a step up. This is a commitment that by year 2030, we try to achieve 100% clean energy. Next slide, Mike. So why clean energy on the local level? I have this slide up. I feel like I don't need to explain it. We seek to achieve in the state of New Jersey and Asbury Park the cleanest air possible, and we're geared to make a local impact with that and try to do our part in the nation, the world, the state, and commit to delivering clean energy to our residents so that we're not contributing to air pollution and to global warming. Next slide. So this is what I was explaining before, that of the process that everyone would still receive a bill from JCP&L, but the source of the energy would be different. And that if a resident wants to opt out of the clean energy provider portion and go with the previous provider, that they can. Everyone will be given a choice to opt out. Next slide. So we would still be in a consortium with the other municipalities. Red Bank has already done an ordinance where they are committing to trying to achieve 100% clean energy by 2030. So we would still stay with the Monmouth County Consortium. And the more municipalities that come on board, because we need other municipalities because we're a small municipality, the more that come on board, the better bids and the more buyers we have, the better prices we get in the bidding process. Next slide. So like I had said before, that this is a goal by 2030. It's actually stepped that every 2 years we would move up. We would start out with 40%, then we would move up to 50 until we reached 100 by 2030. And that the more other municipalities that signed on besides Red Bank, that's part of our consortium, New Brunswick, New Jersey has Piscataway, Edison. Soon to join New Brunswick as a consortium is East Brunswick, and also Collingswood in South Jersey has signed on. So this isn't just Asbury Park. We are not going to be the trailblazer. Other municipalities are going forward, and again, we would join Red Bank and part of our consortium. Next slide. So this is the step up as I explained. So every 2 years, we would step up from 30%, 40%, 50%, 65%, 80%, then 100%. So again, we will, if we as a consortium, if we do not get better prices than what JCP&L provides us, we as a municipality can opt out. And if we go forward, individual residents can opt out and continue to get their energy from the traditional sources that JCP&L seeks. So they are not clean energy. Part of the goal, besides being a consortium and trying to get the best prices, is to transition to clean energy, better for us, better for the environment, better for our future generations. So that is it with my presentation in a nutshell. Again, it's very similar to the what we had committed to before, which was around 40%, except that, like I said, we would step up to eventually getting to 100% by 2030. Does anyone have any questions?
It's more, I have a couple, and thank you for the presentation. Very well done and very well-meaning. So let me just, do all residents have to opt in?
No, residents have the option to opt out.
Okay, so if I get a phone call saying blah, 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 I can say, thank you, no, I'm not interested.
I mean, they would have to contact JCP&L. So
To opt in?
No, to opt out. So we would, because we, as a municipality, would go with the other municipalities and bid out this portion, and we would enter into a contract. Then the energy company working with us will send a letter to all residents giving them the option to opt out.
Okay. And then many times during your presentation, you said, we're going to try. So what happens if we don't meet these percentages? Because I hope we do, but I mean, I think it's, I don't know if they can be met. So what happens? We're going to try. What happens if we don't meet them?
If we don't, we don't. That's the thing. This is a goal. Maybe it's an ambitious goal. We hope it's not an ambitious goal. And we're not, again, we're not committed. This is for us to make the effort. There is no penalty if we do not meet this goal. We as a municipality will just persevere and try. Again, if it becomes too expensive for us, we can opt out.
What do you mean too expensive for us?
For example,
what's the cost of the city?
Well, that's the thing. For example, if we go out to bid with the consortium after our contract ends, like let's set, because again, we get as the consortium, we can decide, do we want to do a contract from anywhere from 18 months to 3 years? So let's say year, 20, we go out to bid 2026 for the 65%, and we do not get good bids. we get bids that are actually higher in price than JCP&L would offer us. We do not have to enter into that contract.
Is there a cost to the city?
No.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, again, thank you. Great idea. Looking forward to it. Any other questions? Hearing none. Next.
Thanks, Michelle.
You're welcome. Well, I'm going to present the, as Mike switches to my next presentation. This is on behalf of the Green Team, and I first want to thank 3 of our most dedicated Green Team members, Kathleen Muma, Tara Goffrey, and Diana Pittet, for all their legwork in looking into Keep America Beautiful. Because we're here presenting this tonight because the Green Team is asking that we, the City of Asbury Park, become an affiliate of Keep America Beautiful. This is a nationwide program. Actually, Mike, next slide. This is a nationwide program that's existed since 1957 with the goals to mostly end littering. More recent goals over the last 30 years is improve recycling and to beautify communities. Besides the Green Team is interested in membership, I do believe Quality of Life would also be interested in tapping the benefits of membership with this organization. Next slide. So they have different forms of membership. They have state memberships, local government memberships, and they have, they have nonprofit memberships that usually have a municipal person or a county person sitting on the board. And this map is to show how widespread the program is. There is actually 650 local affiliates with Keep America Beautiful. And one of the reasons we want to become a member is we want to tap into some of their technical help and programming in our fight against litter and to enhance recycling. Next slide. So the way Keep America Beautiful works is it's an enabling organization that gives either organizations or, in this case, municipalities, the tools to, again, enhance litter cleanups, litter education, recycling enhancement, trying to increase numbers of recycling, trying to they have pre-published material to give out to the public about recycling to increase the education. And they also have people on staff that are available as technical assistants that we could just call and say, we want to do a new initiative. Can you help us, give us the tools to start the initiative? Or they already have different initiatives that we can tap into. One of the reasons that we desire also to join as an affiliate is they have a grants program, and they give up to $20,000 in grants that go towards recycling and litter prevention. And one of the things that the Green Team is focused on in terms of litter prevention is cigarette butts. Cigarette butts are prevalent in the boardwalk, the downtown, and in the parks. So they definitely have programs for cigarette butts, and they definitely would help us in reducing the amount of cigarette butts on the street and the sidewalk. Next slide. So as I said, why do communities join Keep America Beautiful? Besides having the technical training from their people and the tools and the programs and the grants, we also would be part of a network of other municipalities. 2 of the municipalities in New Jersey that already Keep America Beautiful communities is Newark and Jersey City. And I, of course, know that because I used to work for those communities. There are others in New Jersey, and they are also out there as a resource for us to be able to do our programs. Next slide. So they also offer they offer the trainings and the webinars, the one-on-one outreach, like I said. They also have a national conference, and they also have state and local conferences. And they, again, about the grant opportunities. Next slide. Actually, go to the next one. Next one. Then go to the end, Mike. I'm sorry. Because I want to highlight, these are the two initiatives that the Green Team is very interested in seeking grant money for.
Good, I'll try.
And one of them, again, in conjunction also with quality of life, is we would like to have these innovative cigarette butt disposal stations. And we have a very innovative idea. I mean, we didn't make it up, but we've seen it. And that in order to encourage someone to put their cigarette butt in the bin rather than on the ground, they would vote on something. Here's an example. I'd rather be stranded on Love Island or a desert island. It piques people's interest. They put the cigarette butt in there. If they're like, hey, I'm voting on something, I mean, nothing, it's not, you don't get anything for voting. You don't get a prize, but it's just a fun thing. And they've been in other communities, and they've proven to work, to decrease the number of cigarette butts on the street. The other thing we would like to look into through Keep America Beautiful is these things called seed bins. And I have the photo here on the screen, and they act as basically, they catch garbage out of the lakes or out of waterways, and they have been used in tidal waterways. So we were hoping to work with Wesley Lake Commission and be able to install these in Wesley Lake, possibly Deal Lake. But that's something that we would like to look to in the future. We would like to apply immediately for the grant or the cigarette butt holder. And if you're an affiliate, you have, of course, a better chance of getting the grant. You do not have to be an affiliate to apply for the grant, but we're asking to be an affiliate because besides having priority, we would like the resources that they offer as being an affiliate. And that's my presentation in a nutshell. Does anyone have any questions about our request to become an affiliate of Keep America Beautiful?
It's more, I'll start. Is there a cost to this?
Yes, that's why yes, there's a cost of $3,500 per year.
Okay, no problem. I'd like the two things you're interested in pursuing, but I think one of the main things that myself, I would like more or better recycling, and I would like to remind all that starts at home, be it a house, a business, whatever. And any entity not doing it should be ashamed of themselves. So, again, good presentation. I'm all on board, and I would hope, like, as much as the two first grants you're going for, I would hope we would also look at recycling. Thank you. Anybody else?
Oh, John, I want to add,
Okay.
yes, we definitely. I didn't focus on the recycling portion because we're only hitting the tip of the iceberg with that. One of the things the Green Team has been trying to do is looking for new sources to be able to recycle plastics that are numbered 2 to 7. So recycling is definitely on the Green Team's radar, and we're all hoping with the membership with Keep America Beautiful, they can help us find some partners that would help us do that.
Fantastic. And again, I just I preach to the choir. It all starts at home. So the more people, the more businesses, the more entities we can get to believe that recycling is important, the better off it is for Asbury Park, New Jersey, and the country and the world. So thank you, Michelle. Other questions?
Yeah, Michelle, it's Yvonne. I have a question. I thought I read that part of the requirements was that the city would also hire a director for this program and absorb travel costs for seminars. Is that correct?
No, not for the type of affiliation we would be seeking. No.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Thanks, Michelle.
Hearing none. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
We are now on to matters from City Council. Councilmember Chapman?
Hi, so I'd just like to remind our residents that City Hall will be closed on Friday, the 12th, and Monday, the 15th for President's Day. The public library will be closed on Saturday, the 13th, and Monday, the 15th. And I also just want to remind people that the city has free masks for Asbury Park residents. They can be picked up at City Hall from 9 to 5, though not on these days when we're closed. That's it, everyone. Mask up and be safe.
Thank you. Councilmember Clayton?
Yes, I want to remind everyone that the city is currently hiring special law enforcement officers. Number one, the deadline for the application is March 1st. And the requirements are you have to be over 18 and have a high school diploma or its equivalency. And you can apply with the city website. That's cityofasburypark.com/Asbury Park Police Department jobs, or you can call Joel Fiore at 732-775-6548. And that's it. Thank you.
Councilmember Kendall?
He's muted.
Sorry, 1 second, Melody.
Sure.
Sorry, Jesse. Let's see if we can get you on here. Jesse, press *6. Oh, okay.
Yes, my phone is so messed up. I'm sorry. I'd like to send my condolences out to the Smith family. I'm speaking of Tyrone Smith. He's a former fire department. He worked for the fire department for many years. He worked for the school system for many years. He was also a basketball coach at the high school, and he loved the kids. He spent a lot of time with different organizations around the city trying to help them out. He joined the Cassette Brothers, which is always a volunteer group, black volunteer group for the city of Asbury Park. So I'd just like to send my condolences out to the Smith family. Thank you.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yep. I have a couple things. So one, I wanted, and this just came out, or I just read about it this morning and didn't have a chance to send it around, but Jersey City and Hoboken have precluded these food delivery apps from going to this kind of 30%. I'm going to use the word tip for lack of a better word. And the tip isn't for the restaurant. It goes directly to the food delivery app. So Jersey City and Hoboken implemented something where they only allow in their towns up to 15%. So I wondered if we could just check that out. This happened, I think, today, or let me say this: the article came out today, so I didn't have a chance to look into it closely. But I'm wondering if we could take a peek at that, because I know from numerous restaurants that the delivery apps are killing them fee-wise. I also want to say the business committee is currently going through ideas to help our business community in spring and summer. And if people have some suggestions, they can feel free to email me and I will get it to our chairs, Kathy, Kelly, and Bianca, or they can email the city and it will get to our chairs and the committee will look at any kind of ideas people have in trying to support businesses through the spring and summer. I want to thank, I have to give a big kudos to the Environment and Shade Tree Commission, who are receiving the State Governor Jefferson Award. Kudos to Tom Pavinsky and the entire commission and all that they do in Asbury Park. That is a really prestigious and amazing award, and very, very proud of Environmental Commission, and even more than the Environmental Commission, all of the volunteers who may not be on the commission, but who make that commission work. So thank you to Tom and the volunteers and the Shade Tree Commission. And last but not least, I want to thank our city staff, Doug, Sarah, Sue, and Jasmine, who I know for a fact they're tirelessly working on helping people register to get vaccines. I can't tell you how many people that call me and need help, and I refer them to one of those people, and the people immediately called me back and let me know they've already gotten a call from our social service department assisting them with the registration for vaccines. So big thank you to the social services department and all of the work that they are doing to try to get all of the residents in Asbury that qualify the vaccines. That's all I got. The only thing I'll say, Donna, is can I send you the stuff about the delivery app in the cities that restrict it, and maybe we can take a look at it?
Absolutely.
That's all I got.
Thank you. Mayor Moore?
Yes, before I go on, I'm going to say, Amy, do me a favor and like give some more information as far as the last thing, as far as what social services is doing with Jasmine. Most people don't know we expanded services. So I mean, shed some light on it.
Yeah. So and Donna can probably, I'll start, but maybe Donna can fix anything that I don't say. But you know, we have hired a staff member. We have a 24-hour line. If you don't get one of those 4 people that I mentioned, somebody will call you back. If you have a bad internet connection, no internet connection, can't figure out how to upload your documents, they are helping people with all of that. And then if they can get, you know, these people appointments, they are doing that as well. So this has been an extremely difficult and difficult is the wrong word, frustrating experience with the vaccines, as I'm sure a lot of people can tell when they pick up a paper. And these 4 people, you know, under the leadership of Donna and Mike and this council, I think have just really prioritized getting registration and vaccines as best as they possibly can under the circumstances to the people of Asbury Park. But somebody fill in anything that I missed.
I just wanted to add the phone number.
Go ahead.
To call locally, our social service department for COVID assistance is 732-775-0960. That's 732-775-0960. That's it.
Yeah, so just to piggyback on what Councilwoman Clayton, Deputy Mayor Quinn said, staff is assisting those residents that have no internet or computer access to register on sites for the COVID vaccine. We're not scheduling the appointments because we don't have control over that, but we are helping our residents that are eligible for a vaccine to get registered on these websites. And we do have people working on the weekends and also in the evenings, but we also have a phone number with a voicemail that you can leave a message and someone does get back to you very quickly. So thank you for that time.
Mayor Moore?
Okay, and Amy, Yvonne, Donna, sometimes we don't let the public know what's doing, and it comes back to bite us. So I appreciate you, Amy, saying that. And to piggyback on the other things you said and what Jesse said about the Smith family, I've known Tyrone since ever, and best of friends with Rudy, with the Smith family. Condolences. Great person, taken way too young. 2 quick things. Back in mid-January, the city did a great survey of how many streetlights were out throughout the city. And we got in touch with our JCP&L representative, Frank Luna, and there was 105 lights out because of his hard work. And he did this work when he was on call with the National Guard. He was stationed down in DC after the fiasco down there. 99.9% of them have been fixed. So Frank, thank you. And we thank you for your duty to Asbury Park, and we thank you for your duty to the country. He just got off active duty. So welcome back, Frank. Thank you. And we have a great relationship with JCP&L, with Jim Markey, Frank. I wish we had a great relationship with the other utilities as good as we do with JCP&L. The second thing on tonight's agenda, 2021-110, is we're giving $100,000 to Clark Community Affairs Resource Center through the CDBG money that we got through the federal money. And we've been very, very frugal how we spend this money. We're spending it the right way. But this $100,000 is going to go to Beatrice and Clark to help people with paying their rent. And this is just for Asbury Park residents. And we know right now people are like having problems paying rents, paying mortgages and everything. So this is another great step forward by the CDBG committee, the city manager, and the council as far as like putting the money where it's needed. And so again, Donna, the committee, Cassandra, everybody, I thank you. Beatrice, I thank you. And everybody needs that number. You can call 732-774-3282. That's all I have. Thank you.
We are now on to matters from the city manager,
I have nothing, Melody.
matters from the city attorney.
Yes, I just wanted to bring to the council's attention that the resolution that refers the proposed updated stormwater control ordinance to the planning board, it's number 2021-101, is still in the same format as that which was contained in the packages for the last council meeting where it was pulled from the agenda. And it reads that we're referring the model ordinance as prepared by the DEP to the planning board. Actually, since our last council meeting, the city has revised the proposed ordinance to make it more stringent than the model which is permitted. So the language of that resolution just has to be tweaked slightly when you get to it on the agenda tonight. And I just wanted to bring that to your attention, indicating that we're not referring the model, we're referring an ordinance that we've tweaked in certain respects to make it more applicable to Asbury Park. And that's it.
Thank you. We're now
Hey,
on.
Melody,
Yes,
Melody, before you go on, did we put that up on the website?
the ordinance? Yeah,
Yes. Okay, great.
yep, it's up. Well, the resolution that's referring the ordinance, yes, it's up.
But with all the additions to make it more stringent than the state.
Correct, yes. The update, yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yep.
We are now on to the public participation portion of the meeting. Do I have a motion to open the meeting to the public?
Move it, Clayton.
Second, Chapman.
All in favor?
Aye.
Members of the public may participate by using the raised hand function in your meeting or by dialing *9 on your phone to raise your hand in the Zoom meeting. I will call your name or the last 4 digits of your phone number when it's your turn to speak. Please state your name and address for the record. I will give you a warning when you have reached 1 minute remaining. I am calling upon 3350. Please state your name and address for the record.
Yeah, Ernest McNally, 400 Deal Lake Drive, apartment 5D, Asbury Park, New Jersey. I'd like to start out with a court record that I have for you because every time I call in, I get a lot of threats over the phone that I'm calling in with lies. So here it is, a court record 0304 with the state of New Jersey, 129. It's a PDF. It's relative to Jesse Kendall in 2003. His license was removed as an Asbury phys ed teacher for being brutal with children, hitting children. And the judges referred in this order that with his volatility and the way he deals with young children, a person like him should not be around children. Now, I sent you a copy of this court order. I sent it to Mr. Raffretto, Ms. Viero, the mayor, deputy mayor, and I didn't send it to Mr. Kendall because every time I call in, you guys have some nerve telling people, goddamn us, and that we're liars, etc. Basically, a lot of that fits y'all. But here's the proof. And if anybody in the public wants it, AsburyParkCitizen@gmail.com, I'll send you the PDF. The other thing is, how does Mr. Kendall get away with, on February 23rd, with money that's missing from the Recreation Committee, running an alcohol, dirty dancing, despicable thing in the Asbury Hotel with taxpayers' money, right? And we don't know where the money went. And the Inspector General is investigating. And now I find out that he's back on the Recreation Committee. Well, that's how Asbury is. The other thing is, in February, can't put down the date, but I filed an Oprah. Somebody called in from the schools that Kendall may have hit a kid in the head with a clipboard. His usual violence towards children, right? And all of a sudden, a school principal gets suspended. The superintendent doesn't know where she is
1 minute
when it
remaining.
happened. doesn't know where she is, where it happened. And the Oprah says it's under investigation. Well, how come we don't hear anything else? And how does this keep happening? And how about when Kendall was part of that protest riot against the preacher where they were violent, right? And they never paid their $30,000 bill, right? Kendall should resign. He's a danger to children. It's all on the record. And Mr. Raffredo, you should be ashamed of yourself. You're a law firm for 30 years, seeing all this corruption in Asbury, and you don't do anything about it. I know you're the next generation from Jimmy Aaron, but you should be ashamed of yourself. And Miss Viero, nothing can be said to you because all the stuff you're covering up from all the crime that's being reported to you about city employees, city officials, and police, you're covering it up. And that's why whenever there's a meeting, all you say is, I have nothing to say. Well, you should go back to home.
Time's up.
Next.
We're now moving on to TR. TR, please state your name and address for the record.
Tracy Rogers, Sewell Avenue. First, I'd like to say that, this is February and Black History Month. And I want to recognize that we need to start recognizing some of the things that we need to reflect on the communities that are disadvantaged, especially going through the pandemic. And after watching the impeachment and the insurrection that happened, and I think we all need to be working together to make sure that we try to build up everyone in this community. I appreciate what the mayor has pointed out, all the things, more communication issues. I wish we can find a better way that we can all see some of these things more effectively so we can know what's going on. The vaccine, going on to job creation, on education, more community effect to make Asbury Park one of the best cities in the country. I think we have a vision, and I think we have to implement a plan. So I would love to volunteer with anything that needs to get done with the vaccine to help. If we need more people to go out and knock on doors, I'll put on a mask, I'll double up, whatever it takes. I want to see more people make sure they're getting vaccines. And I also like to talk about the fact that we are in a situation with a pandemic where we have a lot more going on with rent and disabilities for people not being able to pay their rent, people not being able to pay their utilities. And that's one of the reasons why the Asbury Park Affordable Housing Coalition is pushing a rent control bill, because we don't need to see rents skyrocketing, especially during the pandemic. So we would like the people come up and actually step forward, and let's all work together on any plan or implementing plans that are going to be efficient to help in the community. I keep hearing us talk about what we want to do, but I want to know when people are going to reach out and reach across the lines. We see what it does happen when we have a president that doesn't lead. So I think we have to be leaders in ourselves, and every day that we get up and be stronger people. And I want to support some of the things, the green initiatives that we have on the table. They're going to help our communities, our children with asthma, the water storm. So with whatever needs to be done, if we want to be progressive, let's do it. And I support these ordinances that are being pushed up. So thank you.
Okay, thank you, Tracy.
Can I respond to that real quick more? Do you mind?
Oh, absolutely.
No. What Tracy said, I think, really resonated for me. And Tracy, I'm glad you brought up the rent control ordinance, because I'm the only member on the council who voted yes on it. But I'm getting calls from landlords who appear to be reaching out to the coalition. I have to assume that they're telling me the truth, but if you tell me they aren't, I'll take that into consideration as well. And that are repeatedly asking, after the really lengthy public hearing we had a couple weeks ago, if not longer, about working together in unity and coming up with, something that works for everyone. I'm being told that they're not getting any responses from the Affordable Housing Coalition. So kind of in the spirit of what you're saying, one, I hope they're not telling me the truth, but if they are telling me the truth, I hope we're working together to put together, a collaborative solution to the rent control. Thanks, John.
And Amy, if I could just say something, Tracy talked about help with utilities, and there is information available on our website. We do have a program. I will get that out on the front page of the website by tomorrow, so everyone's aware that we do have some programs in town and also some other programs that they can reach out to. So thanks for bringing that to our attention, Tracy.
Okay, fantastic. Next.
I'm calling upon 4939. Please state your name and address for the record. And *6 to unmute yourself.
Hi, this is Wendy Glassman, Sunset Avenue. It's a rough start to February, and it looks like we're going to have a month full of snow. So I would just like to publicly thank the city managers, the superintendent, and all of DPW for really staying on top of the snowfall and keeping the streets and sidewalks clear through each of the storms and the days after that to keep everything walkable and drivable. So thank you very much for this.
Does that complete your comments?
That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. And yeah, this looks like we're going to get clobbered this year. We had nothing last year. And when I was with DPW, I always said I'd rather have like 2 or 3 big storms than like a storm every 3 days, because number one, it kills you money wise. You always got to salt the streets, and it kills you man hour wise. So, but it looks like, we got lucky last year. This year, we're not going to get lucky. It is what it is. And everybody just be safe and listen and read what our website says, and please move your cars so the plows go through, and just everybody work together, and we should be able to get through this winter. Again, thank you. And I agree with you so far. Great job.
Yeah, so I got to jump on. I got to jump to what Moore's saying as well, and I'm sorry that one of us didn't say it at the beginning, but under the leadership of Robert Bancini and the DPW staff, I really truly think they knocked it out of the ballpark with that storm. Got ahead of it, stayed on top of it, and I think the entire council thinks they did a great job.
Has everyone completed their comments?
That's it, sorry.
Yep, next.
Okay, I'm calling upon Felicia Simmons. Please state your name and address for the record.
Felicia Simmons, 1034 Sewell Avenue, Asbury Park. Good evening. I'm going to echo what Mr. Rogers said earlier about extending my hand for help. I recently been in contact with a lot of the state agencies through some of my natural channels. And I feel that Monmouth County has been blighted, especially Asbury Park, with the lack of information and procedure. So I'm personally extending my hand. And just to say we're ready, and everybody's ready and willing to make sure that, again, Asbury is a great city. And to kind of respond to what Deputy Mayor Quinn said about the developers and other special interest groups reaching their hand out to sit and conversate about the rental ordinances. And it was not that we have an issue, it's that we can't negotiate with the developers. I've sat with developers, I've given our position, and otherwise we're open. But the hand sits with the city to kind of, if they want to move something else forward. And we're all ready as a community to sit down and speak about and negotiate, not negotiate, but to speak about the ordinance. And again, we're from the community. So of course we want to make sure that our community, everyone in it, but especially the residents of the city, are taken care of, and the best things happen for them in this hard time of the pandemic. And just to follow on Friday, CVS.
1 minute remaining.
Speaking about the pandemic, on Friday, CVS and Rite Aid are going to have the vaccines available. I'm sitting and speaking with Black women physicians, and also with the state, with the programs rolling out with the churches, to bring it to Asbury, because everything I do, I want to make sure that Asbury Park and Monmouth County is part of it, to bring it to Asbury so we have more resources, information, pamphlets, and anything to go to the Black community. I sound emotional because I constantly hear of more and more people dying from the pandemic. Just no more than 30 minutes ago, I heard about two of my friends' family members who passed away in the last couple of days. So it is my effort to make sure that everybody who wants the vaccination has access to the vaccination. And there's tens of thousands of available.
Okay, John Moore, and who's running the in and out thing? As far as who can speak and who can't speak.
I'm sorry?
Lisa's got that.
Lisa's okay. Lisa, I'm going to say something. Then it's going to be a question to Felicia because maybe I heard her wrong. I thought she said, and maybe I heard her wrong. That they want to meet with the city. I reached out to representatives, and the answer I got was like, "We'll meet with the city only if the city gives us all the proposals up front and we go through them." And so, I mean, I'll throw it out there again. We're willing to meet to try to solve this, but I mean, we're not going to we'll have a great discussion. And so you can let Felicia back in. She can respond to that.
Thank you. Hello? Yes. And I've heard it. And
okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit *9, and then you're.
Felicia, are you there?
Felicia.
Hear me?
Yep. Felicia's. Yep.
Yeah.
Felicia's in.
Okay. With the meeting again, I don't know what you want the Asbury Park Coalition to do, but to sit in here and go over and discuss with you what we've come to find in our numerous surveys and information we got from the community. And we're willing to do that. And we're willing to give our input, and we're willing to do all of those things. That's what we're willing to do. And we've never stopped in saying that we are not willing to do those things. But we have to have a proposal to have the conversation to move forward. Because where will we be starting from? To even to give our input, which that's all that we can give is our input.
Okay, you can cut Felicia off. Again, I reached out and I suggested the city, the petitioners, and the landlords have a meeting, and we all sit down. We try to work this out, and we were told we won't have a meeting unless you put all your cards on the table. And it wasn't a question about putting the cards on the table. It was a question about like let's everybody work together and try to solve that. And that offer is still out there. So again, I'm just like kind of dumbfounded with the answer. Next.
I'm calling upon Kathleen Muma. Please state your name and address for the record.
Hi, this is Kathleen Muma. I'm at 1104 Ocean Avenue, or excuse me, 1104 Sunset Avenue. I just wanted to say thank you to DPW also for managing the snowstorm the way they did. So I echo Wendy's comments. And then I would also like to encourage members of the city council to pass some ordinance for community choice aggregation. The presentation that Michelle gave about 100% regionally sourced renewables. I think it's a great and necessary investment for Asbury Park's future because these energy sources improve air quality and therefore our health, and they can help mitigate the effects of climate change. Second, I would also appreciate your consideration in allowing Asbury Park to pursue affiliation with Keep America Beautiful. We did some great, the Green Team did some great research on Keep America Beautiful, and we think it's a really viable funding source and also education source and partner to help keep our city more beautiful and safe and resilient and litter free. And then my third point, and I have a question about it. I'd like some clarification. I'm excited that the city is going to pass the ordinance towards enhanced stormwater management regulations. We're a city with 3 lakes, an oceanfront, growing population, a lot of development, et cetera. We're progressive and we care. So I think it's really great that you said you're going to specify some more stringent guidelines on this ordinance. My my question is, I think that the waterfront redevelopment agreement
1
specifies
minute remaining.
specifies that development will comply with DEP stormwater rules for major developments by virtue of its CAFRA permit. And the waterfront redevelopment agreement's CAFRA permit is dated March 26, 2004, coming up on the 17th anniversary of this permit. And my understanding of the permit is that the developer needs to adhere to the regulations for stormwater management that were written at the time the permit was issued, not current stormwater management guidelines. So even if we're putting in more stringent guidelines, would this mean that the 213 acres east of Grand Avenue will continue to only need to adhere to the 2004 stormwater management guidelines? And that's my question.
Mayor, do you want me to answer that?
No, I'll start off.
Okay.
I didn't know she was done. I'm sorry. Well, we're not adopting an ordinance. We're passing a resolution to pass it to the planning board, which will be plenty of time for public comment and questions, suggestions then, and then it'll come back to the city council. And then if we have to do an ordinance, a second reading, there'll be public participation. And as far as like your earlier comments, as far as the two things Michelle presented, I think they went over very well with council. So I didn't hear anything from anybody saying we will not support those. So you have my total support. I believe the council's. And Donna, if you want to add something, go ahead.
No, that's fine, Mayor. You know, other than our attorney is aware of the CAFRA permit, and we are looking for clarification on that.
Thank you. Next.
Calling upon Paul McEbely. Please state your name and address for the record.
I'm sorry, this is actually Michelle Gladden.
Oh.
Sorry.
A trick. Only kidding.
I ran a meeting under his Zoom tag and forgot to sign out and sign me in, so I apologize for that.
I'm only kidding you. You'll get another 20 seconds.
Thank you. I really just wanted to thank DPW for their hard work. I think that they did a spectacular job with the snowstorm. I want to echo the voice of some earlier on the green initiatives that were presented, and also thank the council for the support of CARC. It's an important thing during this pandemic, and knowing that you guys have put this amount of money towards supporting our resident really, really, really means a lot. Donna, I would love to ask if we at Interfaith Neighbors and our COVID emergency fund could also be included in what you put up in the city as far as resources. We have been, since the beginning of the pandemic, giving out grants that cover anything that's an emergent thing, whether it's housing costs, utilities, repairs, food, medicine, and it's typically about $1,000. And we've given out hundreds of thousands of dollars with the support of other nonprofits and area residents. So that's something that's available if we could be included in that. And I also want to thank you for the social service 24-hour hotline. That's an amazing thing. And hopefully, you know, we can spread the word through a network about that. That's it for me.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Michelle. Absolutely. Oh, go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
Nope. Go ahead. I was going to say, Donna, go ahead.
Yeah, just absolutely send me your information, Michelle, and we'll certainly get it up. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Next.
I'm calling upon 4859. Please state your name and address for the record. And *6 to unmute yourself.
Hi, my name is Paul Weinstein. I live at 703 Sunset Avenue. I know this is sort of a mundane concern, but I am a pedestrian and a dog walker, and it does not seem that code enforcement has been terribly aggressive in making people shovel their walks after it snows. There are literally blocks on blocks on the northeast side from Sunset to Deal Lake Drive where no one has shoveled, and it's dangerous, and it's bound to cause people to get hurt. So if somebody could be more aggressive about that, that would be much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'll let Donna expand on I think we have some type of phone number on our website where if there's complaints, you call them in and they're responded to. Donna, go ahead.
Yeah, so we have a spatial data logic portal that people can go online and submit their complaints. So if you tell us that you're walking on, 4th Avenue and a sidewalk is not shoveled, just put that into our system and our inspectors will go out and identify whose property it is and talk to them about shoveling. And if not, then they will receive a summons. I will, that's on our website. It should be, I don't have it in front of me. I will announce it in 2 seconds. We can take the next caller.
And I think we also have an app for it, Donna, and also Paul, this is such a this is such a pet peeve of mine as well. And as somebody who went on the SDL app and reported people 4 days after they haven't cleaned their sidewalk, you can take a picture and upload it to it as well. So you fill out a little summary saying, hey, blah, 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 didn't clean their sidewalk, here's pictures. And I would just suggest that you upload pictures as well, because if it takes them a little while to come out, there's proof that the sidewalk wasn't shoveled.
Yeah, and the website address is www.sdlportal.com. And you'll go in there and search for Asbury Park and sign up. And as Amy said, put the information and take a picture, and we'll send staff out there.
Yeah, it's more. I hate to ask this, but so Amy, you did that. Did you get responses?
Well, I got a response that it was accepted and that they were, it was a valid complaint and it was accepted and they were handling it.
And was the snow removed?
Well, it melted, so that's debatable whether it melted or it was removed, which is why I'm encouraging pictures.
Okay, thank you. Next.
I'm calling upon 3668. Please state your name and address for the record and *6 to unmute yourself.
Hi, everybody. This is Polly Shulga. I just wanted to say this is a great meeting. We're covering so many important things in the city. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. And so thank you, Tracy and Felicia, Social Services, and Kathleen, the Green Team. So much great stuff is happening in the city. Mike, the mobility, connecting us with Long Branch and micromobility, scooters, and bike share. So exciting. As a representative and founder of Asbury Park Complete Streets Coalition, we just want to let the city know that we are 100%, 1,000% behind whatever is going on in the city in terms of accessibility, safety, equity. It's all connected, and mobility, micromobility, especially bike riding, scooters, are tied right into environmental health and the beauty of Asbury Park and the entire Jersey Shore. So please keep us connected, Asbury Park Complete Streets Coalition. You can find us all on social media, and it's apcompletestreets.org. And I did want to point out or ask, we're really doing a great job clearing streets. DPW really has cleared and continues to clear. We have some more snow coming down. But we have noticed that there are certain spots in the city that are, I think, city sidewalks that are completely covered with snow, going, I think, whatever block it's like the second block towards the beach on 5th Avenue. The sidewalk is completely covered with snow, and the street's great, but it's impassable on the sidewalk. And the residents who do need to clear the sidewalks, obviously, I don't know the answer to this, but this is a kind of universal problem all over the U.S. that cities require residents to clear their sidewalks or business owners to clear their sidewalks. But what happens if the resident is elderly or infirm or they're not there at all? Ticketing doesn't get the sidewalk cleared. So I don't know whether there's another solution to getting the sidewalk cleared. The individual resident or business owner isn't able to do it. That's kind of leaving it out there as a question. But thanks to everybody. Thanks for this great meeting covering so many important topics. And don't forget, Asbury Park Complete Streets Coalition is behind all of it.
Thanks. Thank you, Paul. It's John Moore. And I got to apologize for something I said before when Michael was making the presentation. And I said, well, Bradley Beach, Belmarsh, and Grove. Put them out there so they can be embarrassed. I shouldn't say embarrassed, educated, because several years ago, I had to be educated, and Polly, Mike, and Doug McQueen educated me as far as like, and Michael Manziel educated me, where I was against the Main Street, reconfiguration. And so it's not a matter of embarrassing people, it's a matter of educating people. And I was educated, and I see how great it is, like how Main Street's going to turn out when they're finally done. I know it's been long, but when it's done, and it's working. So Doug and I walked the entire stretch of it. I was educated. I went from a no to a yes. So maybe we have to educate the neighboring towns. I want everybody to know that Polly volunteers with the Mayor's Wellness Committee and keeps us all in great shape. And as far as like, I totally agree with one thing. If our city sidewalks aren't done 100%, we shouldn't give anybody a summons. So that's kind of disappointing. And as far as like, what do we do with somebody who's not home or something like that? I don't know. So I'll leave that one up to Donna.
So, the answer is that the city cannot go and do those because we simply don't have the manpower. So we can always look to, reach out to volunteers or to neighbors to help out people who aren't able to clear sidewalks. But like you said, it's a national problem, not specific to Asbury. If you have a neighbor that needs help, go help them.
Thank you. Next.
Yep.
Calling upon Giuseppe Grillo. Please state your name and address for the record, and *6 to unmute yourself.
Hi there, it's Joe Grillo, 521 Cookman Avenue. So I wanted to first also echo the sentiments of Kathleen and some of the other folks that spoke before, my support for the Keep America Beautiful resolution, and also the renewable government energy aggregation, which is so important. And we have quite a few towns that are also committing to do that in Monmouth County. So it's a really great thing for sustainability. It's a great thing for our upstream determinants of health and the environment. And I'm so proud of the green team that I'm a member of for pushing this forward. Second thing is wanted to remind everyone that Asbury Park Dinner Table is still going strong. And if anyone is looking for a meal and needs a meal, is experiencing food insecurity, the distribution points are at Second Baptist Church, St. Stephen's Church, and United Fellowship Church. That's on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 5 to 6 o'clock. Also for seniors living at Comstock Court, Lumley Homes, and Robinson Tower, we're serving food for those residents and those buildings Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 4:30 to 5:30. We are also looking for volunteers. There were a few people on the call before saying that they were looking to help out in any way they can. We are looking for volunteers to help staff those locations at those dates and times. And we're also looking for restaurants to participate in the program. So far, we've distributed over $300,000 in cash flow to restaurants that were participating. And we're looking to make sure that every restaurant in every part of the city is represented. And if anyone is looking to either volunteer or you're a restaurant looking to participate in the program, you can call 908-406-1901. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Not seeing any other hands raised, do I have a motion to close the meeting to the public?
Move it more.
Second, Quinn.
All in favor?
Aye.
The meeting is now closed to the public. We are on to the minutes. I have the minutes of the executive session meeting of January 27th at 4 p.m. and the regular meeting minutes of January 27th, 6 p.m. Do I have a motion?
Move it, Clayton.
Do I have a second?
Second, Quinn. I'm sorry, Melody, I was on mute.
That's okay. Roll call. Councilmember Chapman. Councilmember Chapman?
Sorry, she's been muted. Hold on one second. There you go.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton,
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn,
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
We are on to the consent agenda resolutions. All matters listed on the consent agenda are presented collectively to the City Council and are considered for approval with one vote. These matters are considered to be routine in nature. There is no individual discussion of these items. If a discussion is desired by one or more council members as to any particular item, then said item shall be removed from the consent agenda and to be considered separately. We have Resolution 21-104, which is a resolution to credit sewer billing account for 1504-7 and 1520 Sewell Avenue. Resolution 2021-105, a resolution to correct billing for sewer accounts 1603-1 at 1146 Asbury Avenue. Resolution 21-106, a resolution authorizing the disposition of surplus property. Do I have a motion?
Move it. Chapman?
Move it, Quinn. Second, Quinn.
Any discussion before we move on to, I'm sorry, roll call. Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
We're now on to individual resolutions. We have Resolution 21-100, which is the resolution of the mayor and the city council of the city of Asbury Park, referring proposed amendments to the Main Street redevelopment plan to the City of Asbury Park Planning Board and directing the planning board to take certain actions pursuant to NJSA 40A:12A.
Move it, Quinn.
Second, Chapman?
Second, Kendall.
Any comments or questions before roll call?
No.
Not hearing any. Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2021-101, a resolution of the mayor and the city council of the city of Asbury Park, referring a proposed revised stormwater control ordinance to the City of Asbury Park Planning Board and directing the planning board to take certain actions pursuant to the New Jersey Municipal Land Use Law.
And the resolution should be moved forward with the revisions that I discussed earlier, indicating that this is a revised version of the ordinance. It's not the model ordinance.
Do I have a motion?
Move with revisions. Clayton.
Second, Quinn.
Any questions or comments before roll call? Councilmember Chapman?
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
Resolution approved with revisions. We are now on to Resolution 21-107, a resolution authorizing the payment of bills. Do I have a motion?
Move it, Kendall.
Second, Chapman?
Second, Quinn.
Roll call. Councilmember Chapman?
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
No.
We're on to Resolution 21-108, a resolution authorizing the transfer of appropriation reserves in the fiscal year 2020 budget. Do I have a motion?
Move it, Quinn.
Second, Clayton.
Questions or comments before roll call? Councilmember Chapman?
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
Resolution 21-109, a resolution amending the temporary budget appropriations for the 21 budget. Do I have a motion?
Move it, Chapman?
Second, Quinn.
Any questions or comments before roll call? Not hearing any. Councilmember Chapman?
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
Resolution 21- 110, a resolution authorizing funding to the Community Affairs Resource Center for the administration of rental assistance through the Community Development Block Grant CDBG-CV CARES Act Fund. Do I have a motion?
Move it, Clayton.
Second, Moore.
Any questions or comments before roll call? Councilmember Chapman?
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
Resolution 21-111, a resolution authorizing the purchase of sanitary manholes with the Community Block Grant funding. Do I have a motion?
Move it, Chapman.
Second, Kendall.
Any questions or comments before roll call? Councilmember Chapman?
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
We're on to Resolution 21-112, a resolution awarding a bid for printing services. Do I have a motion?
Move it, Kendall.
Do I have a second?
Second, Chapman.
Any questions or comments before roll call? Councilmember Chapman?
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
We're on to Resolutions 21-113, a resolution amending the purchase of lighting equipment for the new police department vehicles from East Coast Emergency Lighting, Inc. Do I have a motion?
Move it, Quinn.
Second, Chapman.
Questions or comments before roll call? Councilmember Chapman?
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
On to Resolution 21-114, a resolution authorizing a professional service contract to the Rogers Group for police accreditation. Do I have a motion?
Move it, Quinn.
Second, Kendall.
Questions or comments before roll call? Councilmember Chapman?
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
No.
And to Resolution 21-115, a resolution awarding a contract to Monmouth Telecom for telephone and internet services. Do I have a motion?
Move it, Chapman.
Second, Quinn.
Questions or comments before roll call? Councilmember Chapman?
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton?
No.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
We're on to Resolution 21-116, a resolution with an approval of grant extension from the New Jersey Department of Transportation for the Transit Village Wayfinding and Gateway Signage Project. Do I have a motion?
Move it, Chapman.
Second, Clayton.
Any questions or comments before roll call? Councilmember Chapman?
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
We're on to Resolution 21-117, a resolution amending the contract with Ingenuity Infrastructure LLC for the design of citywide wayfinding signage. Do I have a motion? Do I have a motion to move 21-117 forward?
Move it more.
Second, Kendall.
Questions or comments before roll call? Councilmember Chapman?
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
No.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
We're on to Resolution 21-118, a resolution authorizing the execution of an amendment of the subsequent developer agreement between the City of Asbury Park, Asbury Partners LLC, and K. Hovnanians Cove at Asbury Park Urban Renewal LLC, transferring the AP Triangle project located at Block 3801, lots 1.01, 1.03, and 1.05 from AP Triangle LLC as a subsequent developer to K. Hovnanian LLC. Do I have a motion?
Move it, Quinn.
Second, Clayton.
Questions or comments before roll call? Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
We are now on to ordinances. Ordinances for introduction. We have ordinance 21-2, an ordinance of the City of Asbury Park in the County of Monmouth, the State of New Jersey, providing for the special assessment of the cost of certain wastewater, stormwater, roadway, streetscape, utility, and other infrastructure improvements on Block 3801, lots 1.01, 1.03, and 1.05 within the Asbury Park waterfront redevelopment area and establishing a mechanism for payment of the cost thereof, with a public hearing date of February 24th. Do I have a motion?
Move it.
Move it, Quinn.
Second, Clayton.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
We're on to Resolution 21-3. I'm sorry, Ordinance 21-3, an ordinance of the City of Asbury Park authorizing the execution of a financial agreement with K. Hovnanians Cove at Asbury Park Urban Renewal LLC and granting a tax exemption with a public hearing of February 24th. Do I have a motion?
Move it.
Move it, Quinn.
Kendall.
Second, Quinn.
Councilmember Chapman?
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
We're on to Ordinance 21-4, an ordinance establishing a restricted parking space for use by handicapped persons at a property located at 1201 3rd Avenue in the City of Asbury Park, and amending and supplementing sections 7-36 entitled Handicap Parking of Chapter 7 Traffic of the Revised General Ordinances of the City of Asbury Park, New Jersey. Do I have a motion?
Move it, Kendall.
Second, Moore.
Councilmember Chapman?
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Abstain.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
We are now on to adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn,
Move it,
Quinn.
Kendall. Second, Kendall.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The meeting is now adjourned.